Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Online. We have a breaking news story all the way from Grenada, and I have with me in the room the Grenada Empowerment Movement leader, Earl Maitland.
Right. Good afternoon, everyone that's looking on, right? I do apologize for the late start as I had advertised. I would have liked to start at 4:20 due to the urgency of this matter. We just miss Marva Jones, the president of the Kidney Foundation. We also have Mr. Leron Calise, who is a dialysis patient who depends, one of the persons that depends on the support of dialysis treatment, right? We, of course, will ask Ms. Marva Jilks to begin as we commence this session here, that it needs to be addressed urgently. Okay, for the persons that continue to say basically there's no need to address dialysis at this point in time, I would like to reiterate and to inform you that dialysis has not taken a break. Although we do have to face COVID in Grenada, dialysis treatment needs to go on. If persons are unable to do dialysis, to have dialysis treatment at least twice a week, what would happen is that the toxins would remain in their bloodstreams and they would obviously die, right? So this is why it is mandatory. As we have looked at the information released by our Ministry of Health, we have seen that although there have been 21 persons who have been confirmed cases of the coronavirus in Grenada, 13 persons, right? Since the inception of this virus, 13 persons have recovered. 13 out of 21 persons have recovered. And this is the situation that we have with the coronavirus. Now, my concern is that we have had dialysis patients, persons in need of the treatment who has not and have not and will not recover, right, their kidney illnesses based on having dialysis treatment. It's just a temporary way of getting them to continue to survive until we could move on to a more permanent structure, which would be kidney transplants and so on. So the need for the dialysis has to continue, right? We have with us Mr. Leron Calise. Mr. Calise has been a kidney patient for the last 2 or 3 years, right? And he has to continue doing dialysis every week. This is not something that goes away. This is not something that you could go into a hospital or a quarantine facility and you would get rid of it that easily, right? So it is very important that we do address this matter every time that there is a need, right? So without further ado, I would just like Marva Jilks, the president, to just have a few words. Thank you for coming, Ms. Jilks. We really do appreciate you and all your efforts and the efforts of the Kidney Foundation to assist all the dialysis patients. This year, last year, the year before that, every year, because without your foundation, I'm not sure how many persons would have been here today. I'm not sure if I would have even had the privilege of meeting Leron Calise, right? So the floor is yours, Ms. Jilks.
To all, and thank you for having me on the program. The situation at present is that the foundation is going through some financial hardship, simply because we have the main source of funding, which is our thrift shop, is closed for the last 5 weeks. And then we have contribution from persons in the public. But because of the COVID-19, we are unable to get access to funding at the moment. So the foundation made a decision well, April would be the last month. Unfortunately, we are able to give persons on dialysis a treatment. So I'm here this afternoon really to reach out to the public, especially the persons in on Facebook and in the UK, to give us some assistance. We'll be greatly appreciated so that we will be able to continue making our monthly payments to our patients. Because at the moment we are supporting 16 patients because of the limited cash flow that we have. And we have 3 persons waiting for further assistance from us, but we are unable to do any assistance at all to any patient as of May 2020. So your support would be greatly, greatly appreciated. So if you wish, our account number at the core bank is account number 400000574. So I'll give that again, 400000574. Or you can contact me on 473-534-1959, or my email address is jilksmarva@gmail.com. So I'll spell that for you, GILKESMARVA@gmail.com.
So Marva, just to confirm, the account number is 4 and 5 zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros.
Yeah, 574.
4 and 5 zeros, 574.
Correct.
And again,
473-534-1959.
534-1959, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So, and Ms. Marva Jilks is the president of the Kidney Foundation.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Right. We are at a stage where the coronavirus has limited and restricted a lot of things that we are used to. I know that the Kidney Foundation has been raising funds through motorcades and so on, right?
Yeah, yes, we do.
I know you all
funding from the public.
I know you all had some motorcades planned for this year as well, the Kidney Foundation.
Yes, we did. We had one planned for the month of July, and we had another one for the month of December. So we're still looking at the one for December, but the one for July is off.
Yeah, it's off because of the situation.
Yeah, because of our current situation.
Yeah, the current situation is really terrible. I hope that, support does come in, because people really do need such support, right? Ingram Marva is in England, and he will do what he can try to assist, right? So that's Ingram.
Yeah, we
Most
appreciate
definitely,
that.
Marva, we'll do what we can.
Yeah, appreciate
Most
that
definitely.
much. Yeah.
No. So for those people in England that may need clarification as to what's happened in England, we've got a thing such as called the NHS, and that's government funding, which makes it able for people to get dialysis treatment. What is the situation, or how is it currently set up, or how is the protocol in Grenada? People to have an understanding.
Well, basically, once you come down with end-stage kidney failure, you're referred to the Island Health Services. That's the only dialysis clinic on island that facilitates such services to our patients. So the patient will contact social services. Once social services evaluate your situation, then assistance is given through the government, and then the Kidney Foundation gets on board. Once we get on board, we try our best to give you 1 or 2 treatments per month. The only good thing is we had a reduction in the fees for dialysis. It's no longer $750, but it's now $695 per session for patients.
Marva, can I ask the question? How are people in Grenada that may not be working, how are they able to even pay for dialysis?
So most persons through community assistance or family members will do fundraising activities, and then the Kidney Foundation gets on board as well. and then the assistance from the government.
So excuse me, Ingram, just add Leron, please. He's in the lobby. Right.
All right, lovely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Saying as back to my question, in the case that we've got now, that there is a discrepancy or there's an issue where payment is not being made allegedly from the government, or the money's has not been received, or whatever has transpired, how does that affect the patients? Because as far as the patients are concerned, they just need their dialysis. They're not particularly interested in political issues. They just want their position to be safe and secure and healthy.
Okay,
Okay,
Mava, before you talk, let me answer that question.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, hold on a second, Leron. Hold on, Leron. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Go ahead, please, Marva.
Yeah, so in a case like that, I got confirmation from the PS this morning that I'll be getting the check from the government for the month of March and April. So payments to the clinic should be received no later than tomorrow afternoon.
Okay, Marva. Okay. Leron, you said you wanted to say something. Obviously, somebody who is actually an individual that is currently getting dialysis treatment in Grenada.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Leron.
Yeah, what it is I wanted to say, well, without the payment, what it seems like the owner, which is Forrester, if you don't get the money, maybe I think it's the money maybe they'll use to buy the material. So that's the reason why maybe want the payment. You check. So that is what I have to say. But the government promised that they're gonna supply us with material, so we didn't supposed to have that problem. You know? Yeah, the government promised that the $2,000 they was going to keep back was to buy material so that we're going to get dialysis. I don't know what's stopping that right now. So that's the biggest problem we have.
Marva, should patients have to be worried or have fear that they're not going to get treatment, or going to have to pay more money for treatment if the government doesn't keep to their promises?
That's a tricky question. Because you see, the position that the foundation is in is that we're out of cash at the moment. So we're strongly dependent right now on the funding from the government in order to assist the patients. But I think as a clinic, that will be my personal thing. As a clinic, I think Trevor would be obligated to treat the patients whether they have money or not. That's just my personal view.
So that's the reason why now the government should have take in front to always make sure we have supplies. So in case the patients and them don't have the direct money to get the dialysis, they're gonna get it still. Because you have some patients, you have some patients, they can't pay the exact. So sometimes when the month up, they bring in something. They normally bring in something. They can't pay everything. It's hard. It's very, very hard. Yeah, sometimes they're gonna bring all, and yeah, sometimes they're gonna bring some.
When you heard this news, Leron, what was your reaction when you read this article and you heard about the information regarding the payments and the possibility maybe that you're having to pay more money or having to pay as a patient there at the moment? How does that make you feel? And for those people you may know already getting treatment as well, how does it affect those patients?
You mean as I get the letter Monday?
Yes.
How does it make me feel?
Yes. What did it say in the letter, first of all?
Well, the letter stating that the government hadn't paid for 2 months. So whenever we come in for treatment again, we're gonna have to pay the money up front. Otherwise, we wouldn't get no treatment. So that is what it said. So that means you have to pay before you go on the machine. Which a lot of patients we didn't have it. We didn't have it. The little I have I just come up with. My mom does help me, my friend, my aunt, and then I just come up with a little thing now and then. But I can't pay the full thing. So that's the reason why the government had to keep the end of the bargain. The man are making us set a promise and they don't keep the promise.
Marva, just tell us how many kidney patients it have in Grenada right now, please. And how many you expecting again?
At the moment, we have 24 persons. By the end of the year, I know for the outpatient clinic, we had 30 persons with end-stage failure. So I'm praying to God that that doesn't happen, that we could prolong their conditions so they would not need dialysis. But based on the projection that we have, we may add an additional 30 persons by the end of the year.
Marva,
So far,
how do you get... Say, Marva.
Yeah. So I'm just letting you, so far we lost 14 patients for the year. Within the last, within the last 8 months, we would have lost 14 persons.
So see that because what is happening if we are experiencing all these problems when we had 19 patients, now we have 24 patients, and we're experiencing all these problems. I'm wondering what would happen when we have, or if, God forbid that we reach the 54.
Wait, we get a feedback somewhere, man. We getting a feedback. You guys hearing the noise? Getting a feedback somewhere. All right, lovely.
Right, I'm not sure what was happening. So that's one of my greatest concerns, right? Because the list keeps getting longer, and just the stress alone from not knowing if you would get the funding, right? That is a problem. That is a problem. And so Marva, thank you for having us once again. Miss Marva Jokes, her number, the account number for the Kidney Foundation, as Miss Marva Jokes is the president of the Kidney Foundation. The account number is 4 with 5 zeros, 400000574. Her cell phone number is 534-1959, right? So 534-1959. If anyone is looking on and they're interested in contacting the Kidney Foundation to make a contribution to the 24 patients that we have registered there right now, you can contact the president, who is Ms. Marva Jilks, who is here with us today. We do know as well, Ms. Jilks, that there is a next lady. We just recently saw a GoFundMe going around for a lady, Miss Nore of Boca, St. George. So there are other persons that are coming on. So we want to thank you, Ms. Jilks, for keeping the patients alive. We want to thank you for your contributions. We do know that you have been going around on motorcades, on the back of trucks, on Saturdays and everything, and just doing what needs to be done. Sometimes from 8 in the morning to 10 o'clock in the night. So we want to thank you. We want to thank the other members of the Kidney Foundation for all the contributions that you all continue to make for the patients, right? So we thank you very much, Ms. Jokes, right? So I'm going to, air my views on the situation. And my views are just that. It's my views. It does not necessarily reflect the views of anyone, right? So what I would like to say, to begin with,
before you begin your views, just make sure that we get the article, read the article that's out there, so people are very well aware of what's going on. You can have a picture of reading the article again to the public.
Okay, what I'll do, I'll post the article. Leron, yeah.
Listen to me. You can send the link for Rolanda McQueen.
Yes, I can send it for
send it for Rolanda McQueen for me, because she called me a while ago. She was calling me a while ago.
I'm going to post the link under the live.
She have a program. I'll be going on that program tonight too, because she linked me a while ago to come on that program.
Yeah, you need to. Just posted it under the live so that persons who and what we're speaking about can see exactly what is happening. And I'll just summarize it just for the interest of time. Now, this morning I woke up and I saw that, you know, the kidney patients were issued a letter by a clinic that is doing, or by the clinic that is doing dialysis treatment for the kidney patients in Grenada. And, you know, there have been concerns on Facebook as to why would the management of the clinic issue such a letter and so on. And I would like to inform the people that the management has been for years, of that clinic has been for years, allowing the patients to have the treatment without paying most times, as you would have heard Mr. Khalis, who is a dialysis patient, has said. Right, Mr. Khalis, could you confirm yes or no?
Yes, sure.
Right. So in some cases, the bills of the patients have gone up to tens of thousands, right? So this business owner who is operating and allowing the patients to have treatment, you know, he has been doing a very splendid job and he must be commended as a...
Yeah. We really appreciate that, eh?
Right? The patients do appreciate it. They have been
Sure.
able to secure that dialysis treatment without making payments, sometimes all in the $20,000 owing to the gentleman. Now, on January 6th or January 8th of this year, Minister Nicholas Steele, who is unfortunately the Minister of Health in Grenada, made a public announcement, right, informing the people of Grenada, Carriacou, Petit Martinique, and all who would be looking regional and internationally, that he was going to put 5 portable dialysis machines into the general hospital. He also announced in that briefing that he was going to pay or offer $3,000 per patient from that day, per month. Also, in that session that he had, he said he was going to give a subsidized cost for the treatment. I believe that treatment, he said, would have gone to $350, Leron, was it? $350?
Yeah, around that. Yeah.
Right. Now, this was guaranteed to the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique to be done at the hospital at the middle of February 2020, the middle of February 2020. Now, today, we're in what? We're in May. We're in May 5th. There are no dialysis machines at the general hospital, right? This is why there's only one place that is offering dialysis treatment in Grenada, because Nicholas Steele did not honor his word, right? Whatever he said to people, this did not happen. He did not do anything to ensure that it would happen, right? Instead, what he's doing this morning in response to the article and the letter that was issued to the patients, he's actually using COVID-19 to justify his failure, right? Which is totally absurd. It's ludicrous, right? That this man is going to use COVID-19, a pandemic, to justify why he continues to fail the people of Grenada who are in need of dialysis treatment. Now, if we look at the dates carefully, Nicholas Steele on June 6th, January 6th, or January 8th said that these plans were put into motion since November last year, which I assume from November to December, January to February, he was going to make some kind of order to get the machines into Grenada, right? Now, the port had closed, the airports had closed the passenger aircrafts, right? We still had we were still accepting cargo aircrafts. Now, I have never seen or heard of a dialysis machine coming into a country or being transported as a passenger. So I am only assuming from common sense that the dialysis machine could have come into Grenada still, right? because it would be accepted as cargo, and Grenada is still, even today, though the borders are closed and the port is closed, we are still accepting cargo, right? Up until a few days ago, we had 2 Cuban doctors who I believe came from Cuba. I'm not sure where they came from, but I do know that they are Cuban doctors. So I'm assuming they came from Cuba. They came into the airport to come and assist us, right? Now, if Nicholas Steele wants to use the argument, right, of lies, that the machines are in Grenada, but there's no one to set it up, right? Just as how he brought in the 2 Cuban doctors, he could have brought in a technician from Trinidad to come and save the lives of these 24 persons who are in need of dialysis treatment. Now, remember, take into consideration that this man had said on the 15th, by the 15th of February, 5 portable dialysis machines would be placed in the general hospital. 5. Now, the borders closed, and COVID-19 only started affecting Grenada around March 24th. Around March 24th, that's when they decided to close the borders on March 25th. So that's a month and 10 days after he was supposed to do it, right? Where are these dialysis machines coming from? That the shipping of these machines is taken from since November. It's also taken from February 15th to March 25th. Is it coming from Mars or somewhere, right? Just to ship 5 dialysis machines into Grenada to save some lives. This is what the man said. Now, based on what I understand, even though he promised to make payments of $3,000 per month to the patients on national TV, we did have Mr. Leron Calise, who went on the media by himself as a patient who was concerned for his life and the lives of the 23 other patients, that the government, although saying they were going to give $3,000 per month, they said that that $3,000 was only a one-off payment and reverted to giving the patients $1,000 per month, although the patients are expected to come up with at least $9,000 per month to stay alive. Now, we cannot sit back in Grenada and say that now is not the time to be speaking about dialysis and dialysis treatment and to be speaking about what Nicholas Steele is doing. Now is the right time, right? Because if we do wait, these 24 persons will die, right? People are recovering from COVID. We have these patients, they have been suffering, right, for years with no assistance, right? Now, we want to thank the people of Grenada that actually made, you know, a dent in the conscience or the absence of conscience of Nicholas Steele. We want to thank the people of Grenada that came together on Facebook and called on the government to actually put the machines, to acquire the machines, all right, and to change the prices so that people would be able to afford it, right? But what we need to look at also, I want to use this opportunity to encourage the media, right? The media has an important role to play. We continue to hear persons speaking about the Fourth Estate and the independence of the Fourth Estate. Now, what I want to encourage the media to do is when you actually do a story, right? When the minister says he's going to do something by a certain date, at that date, you need to go to the place and find out if the minister actually did what he said he was going to do, right? Keep in contact with the dialysis patients. You would find out that although...
Right. On the subject of media, how controlled is your media in Grenada? Because I heard there's been blackouts. I heard that the media very much are puppets, and they aren't, and they're not, when it comes to major things like this, they're scared to report the news. And because I understand from where I remember being in Grenada, that some of the media outlets are run or owned by political figures, there is a conflict of interest. If they're not run by political figures, there's a heavy conflict of interest there because political figures are investing in those media
Yeah.
outlets.
Yeah.
Therefore, they cannot report the news in the way they should be reporting the news.
Mhm.
Can you
Yeah.
confirm or deny these reports?
Yeah, that is correct. That is correct. In particular, MTV, which you know, my father had started. I do know that station has been, you know, it has been interfered with. You know, we do have persons who possess the authority in Grenada to victimize people. They use it to victimize people. That's what they do with the authority. They make threats, right? So if you were to go to a media outlet or a reporter, that person would be very scared. They would be worried about making a report because a call could be made and asked to release that person from duty. This is what happens in Grenada, right? It has happened many times, you know, just to get a newspaper article out about something that is in the interest of public health or public morality cannot be done in Grenada. It cannot be done. It's extremely difficult. There should be no mention of Nicholas Steele or Keith Mitchell, right, for their failures. The thing is, though, you know, we're very thankful that we do have Baylor Worldwide. You, Ingram, who have been with us since 2016. We do thank that person that created Facebook, because without Facebook, information like this would have not gotten around. You know, and it's really sad. You know, so the media, what they need to do when they report on cases, they need to write dates, whoever the persons are, write dates down on the calendars. Nicholas Steele said by the middle of February, patients are going to have 5 dialysis machines at the General Hospital. He said that patients are going to get $3,000 per month. He said that the dialysis treatment would drop significantly to $300 or $350 by the middle of February. The persons who reported on the case need to go back, right, at the middle of February to ensure that these things are done. And if it's not there, there should be no fear to report that this is not done. We have people.
So then who's holding? We're talking about accountability and responsibility here. Who's holding Nicholas Steele accountable?
Well,
Who's the government
in
accountable
Grenada,
for their actions?
in Grenada, the government is not accountable to anyone but Keith Mitchell, right? He is the leader, and that is what he do. He leads his party. He's the controller, right? He does whatever he wants. We don't have independent bodies as the Constitution would allow, right? Where we have an independent executive, legislative, or judicial body. We don't have that, right? Where we need to go.
So a patient such as Leron, situation, he gets a letter saying that the government haven't paid X amount of money, therefore now he's going to have to foot the bill each and every time. Who does he go to complain to? Can he go to
Leroy, He is supposed to go to the ombudsman's office. In fact, the ombudsman law, the law that guides the office of the ombudsman, right, makes it or facilitates justice in such a way that Leron doesn't have to go as a patient to complain about that situation. It says that once the ombudsman becomes aware of a situation, so it could be on media, it could be through the grapevine, it could be the ombudsman just sitting in the market square or buying a fruit and they hear about this situation, they need to go and investigate it because this is what the law allows. The Ombudsman's Act. But Leron, tell us about your situation. I think you know, I rather upset about what is happening and people are suffering. You know, we need to be our brother's keeper. We need to be speaking on behalf of the people that suffer, right? There's no right time to speak about injustice. We always have to do it. You know, if we let this slide because there's COVID-19, then something else would happen. This is the problem in Grenada. It is almost virtually impossible to fix one situation because so many situations just keep coming up.
If the man and them put thing in place, but them putting thing in place is a set of mouth, you know, set of promise, and nothing ain't taking place.
So Leroy, we know that you went to GBN and did a news clip.
Yeah,
sometime.
MTV.
Right, MTV.
I went, yeah.
What was that about? Just tell us what that was about.
Well, the 15th had passed and we ain't see nothing in place, so I was concerned, and I went and said, well, first of all, the payment with the $3,000. Is that Marvin them called and said that the minister said that they're not going to be paying the $3,000 again. They're going to hold back 2,000. So I went to the media and had a concern about that. And then after Steele came on and said the reason why he hold back the $2,000 is because the machine ain't set up in the hospital as yet. So the $2,000 they're going to hold it back to buy materials so that we could get, you know, dialysis. And look where we reach at that point now, that we get a letter Monday.
Just a question, right? For the people that are not sure, that were not aware, right? You said that he hold back $2,000 and he gave $1,000. When you say hold back $2,000, why you say he hold back $2,000?
Well, he had make one payment. Remember they said that they're gonna increase it the 1,000 to 2,000, which is 3. So I think they made one payment January. When February come,
he increased by 2,000.
Yeah. So he add 2,000 to the one, so it become 3. He make one payment, and then when February, Marva said they only receive 1,000 per patient, which the minister said that he holding back the 2,000 to buy material for the dialysis to get there. The reason why he hold it back, he said he gonna increase it again when he put the dialysis machine in the hospital. Then he gonna give it to us. But in the meantime, he gonna hold it back to buy material so that we're gonna get treatment. Up to now, we can't see no material. Up to now. You check. So that's the whole thing about it.
How does it feel living with this kidney failure, knowing that if you don't get the dialysis treatment, knowing that the percentage of risk, the probability of risk to die without getting the treatment is what? What is it? I know for coronavirus that people are saying that we need to deal with at this moment. I know that the risk of dying from coronavirus is under 1%, right? But for dialysis, if you don't get treatment, what is the percentage, right?
You're falling sick and then you're going to die. You must fall sick.
So how much percentage out of 1 to 10, where do you think the surety is on if you don't get treatment for dialysis, that you would die? How high is it?
Well, if 10, if you don't get it, you're most dead. Yeah.
I just want to make it clear, you know, because people are saying that no, it's not the time.
You might be able to go about a week, 2 weeks, but you're going up in the hospital and they got to put you on treatment, and then after that,
So I'm not sure when they say now is not the time to speak about people that need treatment and being robbed of that treatment and thing, right? But
listen the whole thing about it all. Our case with COVID-19 is not so much a serious case. But they say they thought in that recovery, I mean, was mild. I mean, yes, they did get infected, but nobody died. I just say they had to spend so much money and this and that. You know what I mean? It's kind of mild case to get in. You know, so we still have to give thanks for that he didn't escalate to where they had to spend thousand and such, you know? Because the government get a lot of money. So
Lauren, how does it make you feel that your Minister of Health is almost playing around with your life and your health, and is the man that was responsible? How does that make you feel as a patient?
Well, I feel real let down, you know. Yeah, I feel real bad because, you know, as a man that's so put in that party, and Every time I hit in the media, every time I speaking out, and I ain't getting no justice. I set a promise I get in.
So when you
So
voted these, when you voted these people in, the NNP, when you vote NNP in, right?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
did you expect?
Well, is I set a promise, you know?
No, I know the promises, but what did
I'm
you
looking for-
expect as
I'm looking
opposed to
for-
what you're getting?
Well, I was looking for them to fulfill their promise, but nothing so.
It's like when you meet a girl, you like a girl, and you say, "All right, I'll take you out for a date." There's certain expectations you have, and then when she
Listen, mate.
doesn't deliver, or it doesn't work out the way expected to be, then there's
Listen.
some sort of breakup, right?
Listen. I meet Dialysis there, you know. I meet it there, you know. So they had a chance to do what they had to do before I enter, you know.
How long
come
are you
and
doing
meet-
dialysis now?
3 years, and he was there before that, you know.
Yeah. I was there before that.
And we still fighting
And we have a general hospital.
up to this day.
A general hospital. No
Check it
dialysis.
out.
Wait.
Is that-
So when you go on these live shows on national television,
Yeah.
when you go on these live shows in national television, what exactly is the purpose apart from talking? What is the purpose? Are these shows holding these government officials accountable, or are you just talking for talking's sake to pass the brief? What is the objective of this when you talk?
Well, I don't really know, you know, because there are certain times when I go on the media and I speak my mind. Certain things what I say, they cut it and they put what they want to hear. So that's how it is. It's a kind of favorite kind of thing. You know, when I speak my mind, they don't play the whole clip. Not to say I just talk for an hour. I just talk for
Give
like
me
at least 5
an
minutes.
example of something that you said, and then afterwards it was cut by the media, and then it was something else. What did you say?
Yeah, well,
Give me an
I said
example.
that the minister still need to keep his promise. He ain't fulfilling what he said he would do. And then as soon as after I went and make that I went and do that news clip. Like the guy went run in the ministry and look for still, and then still answer right after. And said, oh, the $2,000, he just hold it back because that is what he's gonna use to buy material for the dialysis patients. So they don't have to worry this, that. And I worry now. Look me here now. Back on the media again.
So
Concern
basically,
for the patients, because some of the patients and they feel away. Some of them people ain't got no money. So they expect they're gonna feel away. Some people may lie down there thinking if they go Thursday coming, they ain't gonna get treatment. That the whole thing about it.
So,
So I don't even know if they get today.
let me ask you the question, Earl. I've read some of the comments that have been on your page. You're the Grenada Empowerment Movement leader. Now, you have done a lot. I've known you personally. I know that your heart is for the Grenadian people, and you want to see justice done, and right is right and wrong is wrong. There are people that are hostile towards you on your page because you want to see things done, and you've been criticised for people saying this is not the time for you to be making political statements about what's going on. But if you don't hold people accountable, who will? And the second question I'll ask is, let me ask him this question. Those people that are saying to you, it's not the time, if their mother or their father or themselves had to rely on dialysis machines, would it be the time then for them?
That the question they need to ask themselves. That's what they need to ask themselves. They need to ask themselves that.
there was a
They say why don't meet you don't pass you, you know.
Mm-hmm.
very true.
People
There was a slave, Harriet, right? Harriet Tuban, however you pronounce it. She said, right, that if the other slaves had knew they were slaves, she would have been able to free
them
much more, right? And that's exactly what happened. It applies to today as well. And then we have this selfish mentality that I cannot understand that is happening in Grenada. You know, if they were in the position that the 24 other brothers and sisters are in right now, right, they would have wanted people to continue speaking daily because they weren't going to worry about getting treatment or dying next week or in 3 days from now because the blood dirty. You understand what I'm saying? People need to get rid of this selfish attitude that they have. You understand? And I don't see why they continue coming to my page and telling me now is not the time, right? It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. I'm going to continue doing exactly what it is I'm doing, right? Because this is what needs to be done, right? I'm not in this for popularity. I don't care if I impress anyone or the amount of friends I keep or the friends I lose. That's not my concern. Life is too short on this earth, right? You're here today, you're gone tomorrow. It doesn't matter how many people you impress, right? These people need to wake up, right? Or they need to go elsewhere.
Listen me. All. That's the reason why. That's the reason why Minister Steele and who is the head need to make a difference. You check? Because when you're in a position, you're there to help the people. Is the people put you there? You check? That's their time to do good. You check? Do good. That's what they need to do and help the people down. Because they ain't gonna be there forever. They won't be there forever. They would not be there forever.
Task, right? You know what I mean? No. In response to the question of what is happening with the dialysis and everything like that in Ghana. Now, Minister Steele, in the article, in the No Grenada article, said that the check was ready. The check to pay for the dialysis, it was ready, but a representative did not come and pick it up. Now, the dialysis clinic is right there. It's right in town. It's at the bottom of Fort George. Right at the bottom of the hospital. It's right there. So honestly speaking, that's the level of interest that this man has, or that his ministry has, or whoever is writing the check. That is the level of interest that they have. They can't simply just go to the place, right? Because they're already getting free gas from the state funds. They can't just drive to the place and drop the check for Trevor Forrester or make an arrangement. They didn't pay for 2 months. 2 months. That's almost as ridiculous as them not fixing the oxygen plant in Grenada for 2 years.
Listen. They wait until we get a letter, and then the letter in the media, and then that way maybe see the letter and then check get ready. Check was ready. You check what I'm saying?
That's what normally happens, and you see that's the problem. That's the problem. Too many times, right? We are allowing the nonsense to justify failures. Too many times. And it's obvious. 24%. Leon, I'm very, very touched by the situation. It's upsetting. We're praying for you all every day, every night, every time we get a chance, we're praying for you all, because I do know that you have a daughter, right? How old is your daughter, Leon?
My daughter is 11. She's taking 12.
11 years. So this is a gentleman that has a daughter that is 11. This is a man that has a daughter that loves him. He has a mother that loves him.
Our son,
I have a son.
Yeah.
I didn't know about the son. I know I meant the daughter.
Right.
And
right.
I know she attached. You've been a busy man, right?
Yeah, man,
You've been a busy man. And so that means you have two people looking up to you. Then you have your mother who's there, who's here right through.
Yeah.
Love you to death. And what we need to do is put ourselves in the position that it could be our brother or our son, our uncle, our father, right? Because one of our
you're breaking up.
Breaking up. One of the most recent cases was an older gentleman, Leron, the older gentleman that has the kind of in Ghana we call these hats with Kangal hats.
Kangal
comes with that. Yeah. Right? How old is that gentleman? That gentleman is probably about 50 or something, and he just last year he got diagnosed with the kidney failure, right?
Okay.
Right? I can't remember his name, but the age doesn't matter.
Okay.
Say that again? Yeah.
Wait a minute. So, you mean the guy here in Grenada here?
Yeah, he in Grenada. In the museum, he sat behind me.
And if it's
right. So that he's about 50 something, right?
Yeah,
right, and he just got this confirmation that he needs the dialysis, So, you know, you could be in your 20s.
Oh, let me cut you. Let me cut you. Mr. Redder can't even walk right now. He has a problem with his spine. So if this man don't get dialysis, what will happen to him? The minister, they need to concern. They need to concern, brother. This thing just is a pressure on people, you know, man. That letter where they give the patients on the Monday, that just hurt a lot of people's head. Because some people even say know where they go get the money. The government need to step up and continue doing what they're doing. Continue making the payment, brother. Continue looking.
Just remind people again what the situation is. We've got new people in the room now. Please remind them what we're talking about, what the situation is at the moment, Earl.
All right, so basically this morning, was it this morning the letter was released? A letter was released from the one dialysis clinic we have in Grenada on the 4th of May 2020 to patients, saying that the government and the Kidney Foundation have failed to make payments for dialysis for the last 2 months, right? So without those payments, the dialysis clinic would be unable to continue facilitating the patients. Of course, we just had earlier, we had the president of the Kidney Foundation, Mr. Abadil, who informed us that the Kidney Foundation depends on the public, right, for their gifts of donations to assist the kidney patients. And due to the coronavirus, the Kidney Foundation was unable to continue doing fundraising activities, cake sales, breakfasts, motorcades. They were unable to do that. So we can understand why they do not have the finances needed to send to the clinic. We can also understand why the clinic is saying that they are unable to assist the patients. Because as I said earlier, there are patients who are owing the clinic over $20,000 each, $20,000. Now
You just have to call money there, 20.
Exactly. So you know, it's crazy. It's crazy, you know. So what I do know is that the government of Grenada has been assumably been independent since 1974. What I do know that the country was operating since then, and we were supposed to be collecting revenues, right, that were going into the consolidated fund. What I do know is that we continue to get grants and gifts and monies from all over the world, but we cannot pay the dialysis clinic to keep people alive. That is crazy. That is crazy. You know, I wanna
mention this. We've got some comments in there that I want us to address. Joseph Noel says, "This is crazy." Chanel Ferreira, I hope I've pronounced your name right. She says, "This is simply unacceptable. Dialysis is life-saving measures." And Gillian Augustine says, "We need to turn to God. He can help and is willing to help us." And Sandra Pierre says, "This is a human right issue, totally unacceptable." So you can hear the people in Grenada are speaking and they're not having it. It's unacceptable. People of Grenada are speaking.
Something that men need to address too is like coming down to the okay, you know, they order for materials, right? Them men and them waiting until the material almost done to order. So sometimes we have to stay on for like a week because material coming from wherever it coming, and then they on the port or they on the airport and they have to go and clear it and all sorts of shit. You know, so it's like they don't keep in a date, like you know.
Yeah, I understand.
You know what I mean?
Understand.
That's the material done before they could order. And it's the government to blame because they said they're gonna have, they're gonna support, they're gonna supply. So still need to keep it promised.
They get back $2,000 each to get the supplies, right? According to the steel. According to the steel, he get back $2,000 for the supplies.
Yeah, so
but the supplies continue. to run low. It continues to run low. You know, I don't know how you're but y'all extremely strong, mentally strong to be going through all this pain, you know, all this pain and this suffering and this worrying. You know, I do know that stress kills people on a daily basis. We saw recently 2 young men. They hung themselves, allegedly hung themselves. They committed suicide from stress, you know, and I could only imagine what you're going through, your patients going through.
Well, I tell you,
And
there's a God.
there is a God. There is a God. And this is where we need to turn to. This is where we need Grenada to turn to. We need people to continue ensuring that Nicholas Steele does what he said he will do. We do have to wrap up.
But listen,
You know, we do have to wrap up.
Yeah, before we wrap up, I went in a meeting with Minister Steele, sit down in our office. Well, a majority are dialysis patients. And he said he's going to put things in place. That was even before the February matter. That was sometime last year, brother. Because I went in with my invoice, showing him the amount of money I owe. He said, "Don't worry yourself." I said, "Brother, blood is gonna be at your hands. Because if you don't do something, a lot of people gonna die." He said, "Don't worry, things is gonna go in place and this and that." And up to this day, we last year, you know, like 2019, you know, we did 20, you know, nothing yet. So you see, set a promise, brother. Set a promise.
So yeah.
You know, final words. You know, I wanna remind the people of Grenada, the people on Facebook, how powerful they are. We have seen many times that once we have collected efforts, right, things happen in Grenada. Things do happen. When we stand united and ask for something to happen, we get it. Right? It was because of the voices of the people on Facebook and Grenada, Caribbean People Party. That is why Steele came on January 6th or January 8th on local media and said he was going to have the dialysis machine. Now we need to come again together, united, to ensure that he gets it done. Now there's no excuse for not getting any dialysis machine at the hospital right now. Right? Cargo is coming into Grenada. It never stopped. They are bringing in medical professionals. About 4 days ago, 2 Cuban doctors arrived. I ain't even getting into the whole social distancing part thing, but you know, it's ridiculous. They say one thing, but they're doing the next thing.
Well,
but people just continue speaking on behalf of the 24 persons that are in need of our assistance to get those dialysis machines. I want to encourage people also to remember that the president of the Kidney Foundation just a while ago said that their projections are saying to them that by the end of December, they might have 30 more persons, which will have an accumulated amount of 54 patients that are in need of dialysis. And if we allow Nicholas Steele to get away with this slackness that he's doing now, what will happen when we have 30 more patients, when we have 54 instead of 24? How many persons are we allowing to die? Right? It could be us. It could be us. We don't know. It could be a loved one. We don't know. You know, right now, a young lady, her mother, who is 65 and diabetic, she is now diagnosed with needing the dialysis treatment. She has sent out, what do you call it, a GoFundMe, asking for assistance. Right? Yeah.
And she knows that, and the daughter come this morning and tell me to give she a letter to you.
And she just started, and just to get the dialysis treatment, there's a lot of red tape. You had to run here, you had to run there, right? What I suggest to the persons in the ministry, right, is that the social worker in the hospital, right, should have all the contact numbers of all the doctors, right? So the patients should not have to go through the additional stress. They are already sick, right? They already don't have the money, right? Social worker or social workers at the general hospital should contact the doctors, get the letters ready, right? Send it to whoever in the Ministry of Finance or wherever to organize and get them added to the list for the kidney patients. And we do need to give the $3,000 as Steele promised, because he did promise it, right? So he needs to keep his word. It's not Steele's money. I personally have no problem with my taxes going to assistant persons in need of medical treatment. What I have problems with is my money going into Nicola Steele gas tank, right? Or into perks for Nicola Steele to just be living the life, or the Prime Minister, as a matter of fact. When we have homeless people in Grenada who are in need of help, and hungry people, homeless and hungry people, you know, but there's so much to talk about. I want to stick to the topic of dialysis because that's why we're here. That's why we're here. So the people of Grenada, you know, just as we were united and clapping and beating pans and pots and everything, right? What we need to do is go on Facebook, look for the Kidney Foundation logo, right? And post it on our pages and let the government see that we stand united, that we will not accept this crazy attitude, this neglect of the government for 24 persons who are at risk of dying at any moment.
Now, please appeal to everybody. Let me just say science. Everybody of Grenada that is watching this today and watching this broadcast, please share this video on your page. Share it on your page if you care. Share it on your page. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell the cat, tell the dog. We'll be sharing this video out. We'll be putting this video everywhere and put it on full blast so we can help the Kidney Foundation and also help the people who badly need the dialysis. The Grenada government obviously are not pulling their weight. They're not doing what they need to be doing. And patients shouldn't have to be suffering. And the Kidney Foundation should not have to be in a position that they're in now. So please let us pull together as one and as one family together. There's a point in time now where we need to be coming together, not looking at the differences. This person's NMP, this person's NDC. This is a time for us to all come together as one. Okay. And let's try our best to help one another now. Put the ignorance to one side. Your family member, because one day it might be your family member, and this may be very important to you. So please, we're just asking you to share this video, like this page, the BWTM online page, like GEM, the Grenada Empowerment Movement. It's people like Earl Maitland that actually take the time to meet and help the people in Grenada that need the help. So please do this. We are asking for your support in this matter. This isn't a party political broadcast or a rally, okay? This, as we've got here, Laurent Calise here, has kindly decided to come on the show today for the second time, currently a dialysis patient in Grenada. So this is no make-up thing. This is real life, real people, real people's lives are being affected here. So please do your best to share this video, support us all, and let's make things happen. That's what I finally got to say on that. Any final words from you, Laurent?
Yeah, well, I give thanks, you know. Yeah, I give thanks for the broadcasting, you know. Thanks for bringing us live and, you know, just looking out for the public to assist the Kidney Foundation. I mean, worldwide, you know. Yeah. It's because no money ain't going in none of us pocket, neither in Mava pocket. I know all the money does be spending on the dialysis patients. So have no fear to donate and to lend a hand. And I want to thank the public for supporting us for the past years. Maitland, when you know, doing the motorcade, for all who give, I give thanks to that. You know, I want to thank Rolanda McQueen, my family. You know, I want to thank my mother, my entire family for standing with me. You know, yeah, brother Maitland, I give thanks to you. Yeah, one love, brother.
When you go on the show, when you actually go on the show, you do your thing on the media. Don't hold back your tongue, brother. Let them know exactly how you're feeling.
Yeah, for real.
And tell them that you're on the show as well. Tell them that you were here as well.
I see a smile and it pain my heart, you know, because I know the pain the dialysis patients them just have to go through, you know. I mean, I might be the strongest one, but strongest out of a few. So I just have to stand up for them, you know.
And big up your brother. Big up your brother as well while you're on the show.
Yeah, my mother, how me careless here, I do give thanks because if it wasn't for my mother, I don't know where I'd be today because she'll help me a lot, you know.
That's right.
Where your mother now? Let me say hello before we leave. Just tell her, yeah, tell her hello.
She's over, right over.
Tell her hello. Tell her hello. She's coming in.
Coming outside. Hold on, she's coming.
Yeah. Real nice lady, you know.
Yeah.
Real nice lady. Yeah. Real nice. How you doing? How's everything?
Thank you.
God is good, man. God is good. God is good. Keep safe. I'll see you when I come back in Grenada.
I'm trying.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
Leo,
Hey,
my brother.
Hi, everybody.
respect. I love it.
Take care.
My brother.
Yeah, man. Never meet
Listen.
again. Yeah, bless you.
Yeah.
So listen.
Thank you.
Later on, I feel we gotta send a link for all because I'll be